Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna try to do the podcast like this. No, I'm not. Welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. I'm here with Anna, and we're gonna have a very interesting conversation about true crime. So get your bottle of water or whatever beverage you want to have, buckled up, and let's get this thing started right after our podcast intro. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. What about you?
I remember I would say it could be better. No, I'm joking. I told you before, I'm a bit sleepy, so I'm sorry about that. You know, I'm gonna get the elephant in the room. Is that the expression? The elephant in the room? No? I don't know. It's because I have a kid now, you know, and I'm not sleeping much. So I'm joking. Before we start, Anna, please introduce yourself to us.
So hi, I'm Anna. I'm an English teacher. I've been for a while, I think. I'm from São Paulo. I live in 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃. So yeah, I'm here today and I hope to have fun.
No, we will. Every time I talk to an English teacher, I like to ask, what's your story? What happened that you became a teacher? And it's never linear. Something else leads. So what happened to you? What were you doing then? I started teaching, say, one-way road, you know?
Okay, perfect. So I think knowing English was the only thing that I knew how to do. So speaking English kind of saved me because I was a teenager, and I guess when you hit a certain age, you want money, you know?
It makes sense.
Yeah, like to go out, to do things with your friends, to buy things for yourself. So basically, I looked at myself and I was like, okay, I can go get a job, like, I don't know, at a supermarket or fast food, something. But then I thought, why don't I give private classes if I know English? So I started with like close friends from the family. I started with friends from like the church that my parents went to. They still go. So I started like that, but I really wanted to make money, and it was like something that fulfilled me when I started doing it.
It's nice, but one of my first students was a friend too. I don't know if you had this problem, but it's kind of weird when you start teaching somebody that you are friends with or somebody from family, because it's not a very clear line, you know. What can I do? Why I can't? I do like, oh, you suck. You have to study correctly. And then I'm having a beer with a guy after that, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. The dynamic is a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Have you ever taught teenagers?
Yeah, I have. I have taught children, teenagers, adults, even elders, which is interesting. It's weird to teach like an elder because you don't know where like the respect line is. It's similar to family. The elder that I taught English to was someone close to me and my family. So it was fun, you know, but he was a friend. So I guess like it all went smoothly, you know.
It's nice. And one thing that changed for me after I became a teacher, when I actually started teaching in a school, my first group was teenagers. So I had very nice teachers when I was a student, and I said, I want to be a cool teacher. I want these students to have fun, yada, yada, yada. So I tried to incorporate the archetype of the clown teacher. So tell jokes, blah, 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 make them learn in a practical way. And it was challenging. And then after I started working here at times, it helped me a lot with my social anxiety. Like it was presential classes, so you go to a room, there are 5, 10 students, and you have to do a conversation class. And the way the things work here, we ended up having real conversations about stuff. And I started to get the feedbacks from students like, oh, the class is already over. Oh, it was nice, teacher. It's like, oh, thank you so much. You know, feel great. How was it for you when you started teaching here?
when I started teaching here at Times, I mean, it's kind of recent. I started in January.
Oh, super recent.
Yes, super recent.
You are from Trianon, right?
Yes.
Oh, shout out to you guys, and thanks, Neto.
Yeah, I'm from Trianon. It's been a really great opportunity. I feel like from all of the schools I've worked in, Times is like the most organized one. And I feel like there's more like, you know, how can I put that? It's not necessarily friendship, but there's like a good relationship between everybody.
The environment is light in a way.
Yeah,
smooth.
it's healthy, you know, it's healthy. So I can talk like to the other teachers. Normally, if we have like a group where we talk about like fun things that happen during the day in our classes, which is really nice. And I've been really enjoying like working from home and working at the school presentially. Like I can get to know students face to face, but also like I can get to know students like in a more remote situation, which is quite nice. So yeah, I've been enjoying it so far.
Nice. And one thing that I love is that the fact that we have these special classes and we can create the content that we use in the class. So it allows us to create a real connection with students. For example, I am a nerd. I love whatever topic I'm trying to not to get sidetracked today. It's going to happen eventually. But so I create this class about something, let's say Lord of the Rings, for example. And then a lot of students that also enjoy these are going to go to the class and then, oh my God, what about this or that? Have you seen the movie news? And when you see we're having a real conversation in English, you know. Getting a bit ahead of myself. Have you had already any class regarding true crimes? Or not yet?
Yes, actually.
How was it?
I had a special class last week. It was about the 𝗲𝗀𝗵𝗱 incident.
The what?
The 𝗲𝗀𝗵𝗱.
𝗲𝗀𝗵𝗱
Yeah,
incident.
it's Russian. So
She started. You are not allowed to mention Russia in this podcast because I have this condition. I started to speak with a Russian accent every time somebody mentions that.
Okay,
it's a medical condition.
We
Don't
can
make
do
fun
it
of it.
together.
It's
It's fine.
inappropriate. Okay.
But it was about like the 𝗲𝗀𝗵𝗱. It happened in the Ural Mountains in Russia. So it was basically a case that happened in February of 1959. This group of hikers, they went to the mountains, like very snowy, very cold Russia.
You have a very good voice, you know that, huh?
Oh, thank you.
You are saying, I imagine a soundtrack while you're doing this. Sorry.
Oh, that's
Go on.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
go
happy
on.
to hear that.
This group of hikers, they were, okay.
They went to the Ural Mountains and basically they vanished at some point.
Okay.
Like no one knew about them from February 2nd and the bodies only started being found on February 26th. So they were, you know, they had disappeared for 24 days. Nobody knew what was going on. They were 9 hikers in total, and the bodies were found like in different locations. First, they found bodies near the tree line. Then they went back and they found more bodies. And after 2 months, they found the rest of the bodies like much further from where the other bodies were found. And what is interesting about this case is that we don't know what happened to them.
Okay, let's dive into it. They were found in a very icy area, right?
Yeah, very remote too.
So I imagine the bodies must have been preserved to a certain level.
Yeah.
No coincidental marks in the bodies, like, oh, all bodies have these things here.
They had similar injuries, like for example, I think 3 bodies had like crushed ribs, broken ribs.
Okay.
But like there was a body that had a missing tongue, like the tongue was like cut off from her mouth. So yeah, there were also like broken skulls. But there are a few theories, but when
cannibals, no.
I think the bodies would really be missing.
One moment, Anna. Okay, I have a feeling. Okay, please go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna get to wear my crown here.
You will.
Okay.
So basically, these bodies were found separated with these injuries, but they only found the injuries inside. Like you couldn't see like any rashes, anything, any spots on the outside. So they only were hurt like on the inside. The crushed ribs were only seen like when they looked inside, when they opened the bodies.
That's fucking weird. Because the obvious answer would be, they were in mountains hiking. They probably had a similar fall when they,
Yeah.
or avalanche or whatever, but
Yeah, the
that would have
avalanche-
external marks, I imagine, bruises.
The avalanche is an actual theory, but it doesn't explain like other points from the case.
Okay, tell me about the cool theories. What else they say?
Radiation. There was
radiation?
Yes, there was
I'm
radiation. There was radiation found in the bodies, in the area, in on the clothes that they were wearing. So
I have a lot of fun doing this,
But yeah, I think this is the most like confusing point of the case because there is no explanation as to why there was radiation there. So there's like another theory about like a missile launch, like if they were testing something. And one thing that is interesting too, I mentioned that there were 9 hikers, right? Originally there were 10. But one of them left early and then came back when the bodies were found to help identify items, identify bodies.
Oh, right, that's fucking suspicious.
Yeah, and there were items that he didn't recognize, like parts of some cloth. Their tent was ripped from the inside. There was also like glasses, skis that he did not recognize. And apparently at the time, Uri, who was this tent hiker,
Eerie, his name was Eerie.
Yuri,
okay.
yes.
No, because I imagine Eerie like a creepy, like...
Yeah.
Your name is Eerie, and you are the one that has left the group before the things happen? No, that's suspicious.
That would be way too suspicious, but Yuri.
Okay.
So he didn't recognize like this cloth, and apparently at the time he said that it reminded him of military cloth, like from uniforms, things like that. So yeah, this case is very, very interesting because we don't know what happened to them, if someone else was there in the mountains. There's like, I think you need your hat now, but there was like even an alien theory.
I must be protected all the time.
There was an alien theory that became very popular, even like an Yeti theory.
Oh, yeah, I would go there.
Yeah.
When you said there were some marks, I don't know. Okay, interesting. The thing that got me up, maybe it's not a silly detail, but what's up with the missing tongue, though?
Yeah, this is not like... I don't know how to explain that.
Because when you say missing tongue, I'm going to say the first thing that I thought. Sorry, my brain works like that. It was a satanic ritual.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? That would be terrible.
Because I think that is like so extreme. That's so intense.
No. Look, buckle up. There is this witch, satanic, whatever person that lives isolated because it's fed up with society.
Perfect.
And the guy or the person or the woman, whatever, just want peace.
Okay.
And then these hikers, they come here, take a frozen dump in my backyard. I'm fed up with that. Oh, it's in Russia. I'm fed up with that. Then the person is snapped and did some... Okay, it's silly. Okay. It did some ritual, And the one thing is, 𝗬𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗶 and remove the tongue and then does something. Like the cursed mountain, Something like
mountain.
that.
Okay.
Anyways, okay.
I think like the cut tongue, like the missing tongue could be like also seen as like punishment. Like don't say what happened here to anyone.
Oh, fuck, that's even better.
Yeah.
The first thing that I thought, trying to be rational, is gonna be so stupid, but that would be, imagine if you're in a lot of pain and do something like this, and you bite your own tongue out. Wait, I don't even know.
Maybe the spare could cause that too. Like if you were like very nervous, maybe you could like clench your jaw.
But the thing is, they have the bodies being thoroughly examined.
Yeah.
And they're removing, I'm gonna stick with the tongue, but the tongue was removed like surgically, was like snapped out. There are any mentions about it?
That's the thing. There's no mentions about it, but when we read like missing tongue, I imagine like the whole tongue is out.
Oh,
I don't know if cut
weirder.
off. Yeah, I don't know if cut off or if like ripped off.
Because that would be like a Yeti thing.
Yeah, that would be a Yeti thing.
Fatality, like Mortal 𝗍𝗃𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 the things that you mentioned about the bruises being only like from inside out is so weird. That looks like 11 power from Stranger Things. Like,
a student of mine, he said that in the class. I was like, teacher, this case reminds me of Stranger Things.
Exactly. I get it, the appealing of this true crime stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and that's something very interesting because the audience seems to be really, really fascinated about the thing. You listen one after the other. Oh my God, it's like a real thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we like stories. It makes sense, but it's very specific. But listening to you telling, that's why I say you have a very nice voice for this. Considering doing that for fun as a hobby. And then she goes like, oh, I already have a channel. AnnaMysteries.com is actually fascinating. Maybe it's a survival instinct that we have. Like we want to know what happens to the story. So in order to avoid, for example, I intended to go to the Russian mountains. Now I don't know if I'm going there anymore. But that's an interesting thing. And was there any official report about the thing?
Yeah, for sure. So
likely this is what happened, something like that.
So basically, like the official report said that it was like a mysterious, compelling force because they didn't know what happened.
Ritual.
They just like conclude, okay, something really strong did something to them, physical or not.
Demons.
And basically, they just concluded that it was a strong, mysterious, compelling force.
That's parenthesis here. We were chatting a little bit about originality in movies, scripts.
Yeah.
That's a movie there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if there is like a movie out about that yet. I don't think so.
There's a chance.
Yeah,
because this story is very interesting and it opens to a lot of possible. Well, half of the movie could be the audience trying to figure out what is happening. How are these people dying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Let's put a pin on that, but I got the appeal now. I imagine the students, they probably were crazy about that. This, is that, nah.
They created really crazy theories, like aliens with the military and aliens caved, things like that. So it was really, really fun to see them like theorizing about it. I divided them in like groups so they could think about like their own theory and defend it. Some of them were like, but this is not like what happened because there was this point of the case and this doesn't connect. So it was pretty interesting.
Nice. If you have the class, share. Yeah. No, I like the idea. One thing that is amazing there is that using the PBL methodology, problem-based, is a classic type of class that you can use there. Like the moment they are engaged in the conversation, they are not in an English class, so to speak. They are trying to solve the crime.
Yes.
To have to pick the elements there to defend their positions. No, your theory cannot be the case because of that. Nice.
I like this chaos
I'm curious
in the class.
Now. Damn.
I like this chaos in the class. Like, for example, I had another special class where it was like the International Women's Day class. So nice. They had to defend the case, and the defendant and also the person who was accusing the defendant because of child support.
Okay.
So they had to like watch a video that was from Pink Courtroom. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No.
But it's basically like a courtroom where they take cases and they are judged by women.
Okay.
So they had like to defend their point of view. So like it was one team against the other.
Nice. And because it's kind of a fictitious situation, they are like a role play in a way.
Yeah.
They will not get personal. How can you defend this? I mean, they will maybe in the moment, but after, okay, we're just role playing here.
Though, everything's fine.
Nice. It's actually clever. All right. A lot of people here in the chat and they love you. Hello, Lucas. Shout out to you. Hello, João. Hello, Ironside. Oh, Bjorn Ironside. Maybe. Hello, and wow. Let's go, Triano. Okay. Privet, probably the thing there, the case. I think aliens were to blame for these accents about true crime. Aliens is likely. I see, because of the supernaturally things that were mentioned. The supernatural. I'm trying to create an adverb here. The supernaturality of the things that you were.
Yeah.
Supernaturality. Oh.
I mean, makes sense.
You will get to a point in your life, in your English life, that you are able to make up words. It's amazing. Make up words, yeah. Okay, piece, like one piece. They do it with me, you know, they want me to get sidetracked. Maybe removing the tongue is regarding something about being a snitch. Yeah.
See what I said?
Yeah. But then they removed only one tongue.
Only one.
So it was only one snitch.
Yeah, only one snitch.
Yeah. Yeah. The other, and it was the first one to go. You know, I know why I thought about witchcraft, because I thought about Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah.
They found parts of, I don't know if it's part of a tongue that they found in one of those witchery the movies.
Yeah.
Have you watched all the movies, by the way?
Not all the movies. I have watched the first one, I think.
First is amazing.
But it's been a while, to be honest.
Yeah, the first one, I was young when it was released. The marketing, we didn't have internet. I don't know, maybe it's from 1999. But the whole marketing was, it's a true thing, it's a true story.
Oh, yeah.
And the actors weren't famous. So today it wouldn't work, and of course. But we were watching the movie for a moment thinking, that's a real thing. Oh. That's why we were like, oh.
I mean, that's appealing.
No, it is. But it works only... that's why this movie is so special, I guess. For that time and what it cost, after the Blair Witch Project, there were hundreds of other movies with this found footage thing. You know, REC, and you have the Paranormal Activity.
There's even one
a lot of them.
I only remember the title in Portuguese, but... Assim na terra como no inferno.
Oh, it's as above, as beyond, something like this.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a very good one, this one. It's the Catacombs of Paris, right?
Yes, exactly.
Man, this one is amazing. I watched this one too. Can you still have fun watching mystery and terror movies with this fascination about the true stuff? Or one thing is one thing, the other thing is another thing? It doesn't interfere.
If I'm watching horror movies, yes, I can have fun because it's like thrilling, you know? But when watching true crime, I think it's not like fun what you feel exactly.
You say like, fuck. Do you get on edge, for example, when you watch it? It's an effect. When I watched the Blair Witch Project, I remember, and I had the same effect watching Paranormal Activity, you know, because it's all the supernatural stuff. You have the midnight bloop from your gallon of water in your cage. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. That's how I go. You know, the refrigerator starts to do the bang, the noises. Do you get on edge like that or no?
I think it depends on what kind of movie. Like, for example, I think like the one you mentioned, like the shape of the movie, like how the movie is produced, like found footage. Found footage scares me.
Okay.
Yeah, because it looks real, you know?
I watched one. And there is this guy on YouTube, is 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗶. I think you might enjoy his content. He does, I don't know if you know him, but he's a popular YouTuber that makes a lot of reviews, and he divides his channels like A+ movies, the B, bad. And for a lot of time, he started to do like a crowdfunding thing to create his own movie. And he did, and the movie is very interesting. It's Sherry Oaks, I guess, is on Prime Video, you know.
I've heard about this movie,
It was in the cinema. It's Sherry Oaks, I guess. I watched it like last week. It's nice. Nice. And it has a vibe like this, interview, found footage, and then like a standard.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
All right, that's interesting.
Okay, why are you guys laughing? So probably it's a comment here. Which place is more dangerous, Silent Hill or Capão Redondo? That's a very good question.
Capão Redondo, definitely.
Okay, definitely Capão Redondo. Big round cover? Big round cover. I love it. But don't do this anymore because I have another health condition that is called bullshit. I guess if you start doing this, we were talking. I have a whole class only about this, big round to cover. All right, we can play this too. If you guys behave, send us a lot of questions and share this and like this video. Hit the like button right now. We can do a game of how would you translate, for example, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗃 in English.
Right.
Go there. All right, let's go back on track.
Okay.
What's up with English and One Direction?
All right. So, when I was like 11, 12, there was the One Direction infection.
Get up, get up, get out.
Exactly.
The first one I heard.
Yeah, I think it was the first one everyone heard. Like, they put it out
One thing, right?
Yeah. They had like What Makes You Beautiful, but I think One Thing was the one that really, put them on the spot. They had just came out of the reality show they were participating in. And they became famous. They kind of got awards all around the world. They stole
the whole
awards.
Backstreet Boys effect.
Yes,
there.
exactly. And I feel like when they started, it was like a comeback for boy bands.
Oh, of course. We had let's go back, New Kids on the Block, in Brazil, Menudo. Remember, listen, guys, have you ever heard Thumb? In Portuguese, Grupo Polegar. Anyways, we had those, and Handsome, remember the trio? And then when I saw this, I said, okay, Jonas Brothers too.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Jonas Brothers?
Of course.
Yeah. One of them is married with Sansa Stark, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's Joe. But if I'm not wrong, they divorced.
I don't know. I mix up all the names.
It's Joe Jonas, if I'm not wrong. But if I'm not wrong, too, I think they divorced.
Yeah,
they got divorced.
And then when I saw the One Direction guys, I said, okay, one more.
Yeah, one more. They're like my generation boy band. So basically, what happened with like English and One Direction, I didn't know how to speak English. And at the time, there weren't a lot of people subtitling things, So I was like, okay, I don't understand anything that they are saying, so I need to understand. So I started trying to learn alone, and then I studied at a certain school that had like an English course like by the corner. So they made kind of like a deal, I think, and all the students from that school, if they went to study in that English course, they would get like this huge discount, and then we did.
Nice.
And I went to my dad and I was like, Dad, please, I want that so much. And at the time, I think my dad really saw that I really wanted it, because at the time he was working a job, and at the time my dad was already retired, so he was working this other job to pay for private school for me and my brother. So yeah, thank you, Dad.
What's his name?
𝗬𝗃𝗃.
𝗬𝗃𝗃. Oh, it's like an angel's name.
Yeah,
shout out to you, 𝗬𝗃𝗃.
He's truly an angel. I love him. And by coincidence, he's a pastor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so he really made that effort, and he put me and my brother in that course, and it really changed my life.
Nice. That's amazing. And interesting, because right from the start, you had something that you have interest related to your needs to learn. It was not like you have to learn another language.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, I want to understand the music, that I hear, that I listen to. It makes sense. I remember doing something similar with the Iron Maiden sounds.
Oh, okay.
The sounds, Iron Maiden songs. I used to get the cover of the CDs and listen. No, nice. No, he married Sansa Stark. Okay. Ironside is teacher. Oh, hello, teacher Lucas. You are amazing, man. Okay. To Anna, what has been your favorite class to teach it at times?
I think I love I don't think I know. I love the special classes.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's an open field. You can talk about anything can be the theme, you know. But I also enjoy the movie classes a lot. As I said, like, for example, I watch a lot of movies with my boyfriend, so there are movies that like I have watched, others that I haven't, and like me and the students, we discuss them pretty well. Like even
nice.
I think we go off topic a lot. Like we're like, oh, there is this situation in the movie, what do you guys think? Oh, teacher, this happened to me, and then we start talking about like personal life or things like that. But I really do love these two classes, movie and special.
This is the best because you are not just teaching a class, just showing content to the students. You are engaging to real communication. It's always, we have a lot of fun, the students too. About getting off topic, that's supposed to happen, you know. Oh my God, I would do this totally different. Is there a type of movie, for example, that, I don't know, if you have this in the class and you already know, okay, I will already make a script here because I know we're going to get sidetracked and this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, like when I take a look at the classes first, like for example, when we discussed it, the substance.
Oh, a nice one.
Yeah, we discussed the substance, and I was like, okay, we might talk about like ageism, like you know, we might talk about
beauty standards.
Yeah, beauty standards. You know, the pressure of looking a certain way, especially for women, like always looking young. So yeah, and we did discuss those topics.
Ironically, I don't know if you guys went to that. The Oscar thing had a kind of a polemic regarding Demi Moore and that girl that won there. Yeah, and it was kind of the same. It was like a substance verse, you know, like a meta thing that happened to the movie. Like, maybe she's too old for an Oscar or not old enough. Because there is also this thing, you know, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but some actors, they look like they're almost dead. They're old enough. Give this one an Oscar this time.
I feel like it happens too. But that's exactly what happened. So, like, Demi had an outstanding performance in The Substance. And then they gave the Oscar to the girl. I don't remember the actress's name now.
Yeah, no disrespect here. I just don't remember.
I don't remember. And I watched the movie. I really enjoyed it, but I feel like Demi deserved that
isn't
Oscar.
This movie similar to 1996, I guess, with Demi Moore called *Striptease*?
Yes.
It's like a similar vibe, ironically, again.
It talks about a stripper. It's a stripper's life. Like, her life changes, basically. Like, because she meets this Russian guy. If I'm not wrong, he's Russian.
Like, no.
Yeah, so basically, like, he tells her he loves her, he wants her to change her life, get married, and then there's a whole thing that happens. I don't want to give spoilers.
Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna watch this one. But yeah, I remember she had a lot of criticism for oh my God, she was in the movie Ghost, she's such a talented actor, and now she's just in a movie that she removed her clothes, stuff like this. She was in some talk shows, blah blah blah. You know, I guess she was maybe challenging herself to doing different roles, you know, something like that. But yeah, that was kind of maybe in 10 years she's gonna get an Oscar for another movie.
Maybe.
Just it happened with Leonardo DiCaprio too. Every Oscar he was nominated. Like, now's the time. I'll give the man an Oscar for this one.
It took him a long time, and I don't think that was his best performance in The Revenant. It wasn't, but.
What were the other movies that were there? Do you remember?
I think he was nominated for Best Actor for Titanic, which it's a cliche, but I personally love it because I like old things, and the movie is very faithful to what like the ship looked like, the story, etc.
11 Oscars this one.
Yeah, I think he was also nominated for The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
and I think that was the movie he should have won an Oscar with.
Great Gatsby too, maybe.
Great Gatsby too.
The other one is The Aviator. The name.
The Aviator. Yes. Isn't it No, it's not Catch Me If You Can.
This one I think has an Oscar, but not this one. The Western one, Django Livre, I guess he was.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys can help us in the chat.
There is another one that he was in that actually is related to true crime. which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It talks about Sharon Tate, the Manson family.
I like this one. I had the one with the hey.
Exactly. That's the one. That's the one.
I love the dynamic of him and Brad Pitt together. It was very nice.
And the movie's like bittersweet, you know, because
Tarantino vibe.
Yeah. For a Tarantino movie, like very violent, a lot of blood for sure, but it's like a sweet movie for Tarantino, you know?
Yeah, for his standards, definitely.
Yeah, because it's about Sharon Tate not dying, literally, like that, because Sharon was murdered like while pregnant by the Manson family, and in the movie she doesn't die because of these two characters, Brad Pitt and Leonardo.
That's actually a clever thing to do. You get a story that is known for everybody and do a twitch, you know, like what if no.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a clever formula there.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go back to the true crime thing, and I would see the chat here. Is there a type of story or movie that you don't stand? So what's your criteria, you know?
Type of movie I can't stand.
Yeah, I'll be clear in my statement. For example, if it's too predictable, for example, if it's a terror movie, if in the first 5 minutes I can figure it out everything, like this guy's the killer, he loses the or for example, if the danger doesn't feel real, for example, it's a pet peeve, I guess I can say. Pet peeve, yes, thanks. Yeah. I would say it looked like the name of a pet, like the name of a... But it's like a pet peeve, yeah. I hate when they use CGI in a terror movie in a way that is too artificial. Yeah. You know, like I rather have like organic makeup and stuff like this, you know, this organic effects actually. Because it distance, you know, it's a CGI. You are having a terror movie and then Shrek appears there. So like, no. But that's a thing that I have.
I don't mind that very much because I'm kind of a fan of trash movies. I like watching bad movies like just for fun, you know?
Evil Dead, have you watched this one?
No, but I will mention one here. Sharknado.
Oh, I need to watch this one. Fuck, it happened,
Yeah, it's insane, but it's so good. And
but you laugh in this type one, right? Because exactly. It
it's
has
so
like the
bad.
comic thing.
It's so bad that it's like good. It makes you laugh, you know? But I think one thing that I don't like in movies in general is when there's like violence for no reason. Like, for example, it's different like when there's like a character development. Okay. You know, like for example, something really bad happened to this man or to this woman, and then because of that, they get revenge. There's like a whole story that comes from it. But when it's just like because like they just put it there like because I don't see a point, and I don't like watching
for example, or what's the other one? No, Saul has a lot of violence, but there is the whole puzzle and redemption thing and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You know, it's up to you. You can escape or not. Okay. I had this feeling when I was watching, I guess it was 𝗲𝗏𝗃𝗀. You know, it's 2 movies, right? Because for me, it was just like, okay, don't trust strangers while you travel to Europe. And if you get lost, you're going to get tortured for whatever. Yeah. You know, I got the point. But for example, the second movie already lost me because it's the same thing, you know. Okay, nice. Here, I almost got sidetracked again. All right, another good question here. No, I'm not gonna reach that. That was such a bad English long ago. Anna, have you got a favorite actor, actress? We're talking about Oscar and stuff.
I mean, it might be a little like cliche for me because, as I mentioned before, I'm a fan of the Hunger Games. Okay. But Jennifer Lawrence,
she's actually very good.
That woman, she has robbed my heart since she acted Katniss.
Yeah. Have you watched the movie Mother with her?
Yes.
Fuck, that movie's. I don't know if you like, but man, I went to the movies alone at the time, and I was completely flabbergasted. Like, to a point when the movie ended, I had to talk to a couple that was next to me, total strangers.
It's
like,
intense.
What the hell has happened? There's like a Bible reference, and And they started talking to me too. Everybody was like,
I don't think it's a Bible reference. I think it is talking about the earth.
yeah. The Bible is just an allegory, maybe. Like
Maybe. Yeah, I think so too. But it's like how we take and we take and we take from Mother Earth.
Makes total sense. And the cycle thing there got me,
Yeah. I remember that at the beginning of this movie, I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening in this movie? And just like after I finished, I was like, I was kind of like you. Like I had to stop for a moment and like digest what I had just seen. It's a crazy movie.
There are certain movies that I watch it that I think that make them great. Just like when I watch it, I was with a certain feeling of uneasiness. And when the movie ended, there was that awkward silence. And it was my whole body trying to understand the experience. Like, have I enjoyed this? Or was just a discomfort? Was a complete waste of time? This movie caused me that to a level because it made me really, really uncomfortable to certain moments. For example, I hate strangers in my house. Yeah. And the movie really takes that to another level. Like, imagine you take care of something.
They're a stranger that don't respect your boundaries in any way.
So imagine a situation that really annoys you. For example, a total stranger asks you for a glass of water, and when you see the person's taking a dump in your bathroom, doesn't flush it, and then is touching your whatever collection that you have, and like, oh, what is this? Oh my God, somebody baked a cake. Ooh. Imagine this 1,000 times worse. It was the baby thing too. That
part, I think it's like the most horrible part.
Yeah, it was. All right. Yeah, that was great. The other one that gave me a similar feeling was a movie about a guy on Netflix that is about a train. It's such a sad story. I'll try to remember the name and we'll go back later.
There is a movie that really got me like feeling weird. That is The Zodiac.
I have to watch this one. The actors are good though.
Yeah, and it's about a true story. The Zodiac Killer.
Is the one with Robert Downey Jr.?
Exactly.
I watched this one. It's actually I think it was good, but it was a feeling like this. Like,
you feel uncomfortable during the movie, and I think what makes you the most uncomfortable about it's because it is real.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Like, that guy in reality, he really taunted the police. Like, the way that he killed those people was, like, horrible. Like, it was just, like, people living their lives, Like, there's, like, even a survivor from the Zodiac Killer. Basically, he was, like, having a picnic with his girlfriend. Like, in a lake, like, very cute, very sweet. And then that guy with a mask, he just appeared out of nowhere. And then, like, he shot them. His girlfriend died, he survived, and he was able to describe the killer to the police. He was never caught, but I feel like this movie really got me uncomfortable because of reality. Yeah,
I imagine this is a common feeling when you watch something or when you are listening to the true crime stories, for example. Was there one that really made you uncomfortable after you finished, like this person's still out there? Because a lot of the crimes, if they don't catch the killer, for example, let's say it happens 20 years ago. I know it's paranoid, but you can imagine, maybe it's 𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀 from the other side of the streets. Could be this guy fits,
I can think of a unsolved case that made me feel like that uncomfortable, but there's like a solved case, which is 𝗬𝗀𝗃. Have you ever heard of it? 𝗬𝗃𝗃 is bind, torture, and kill.
Okay.
Basically. So this guy, he started killing people and nobody knew who he was. He started with a family. So he killed the children, he killed the parents as well. There were 2 other children that, if I'm not wrong, at the time were in school. They were the ones that found the bodies. Oh. And he would bind the victims, like he would tie hands, he would tie feet together or tie them to something, torture them, and kill them. So his first victims were this family. And after that, he wasn't caught, and I felt like he felt like he was like, okay, I wasn't caught. I can wait a little and do it again. And that's what he did. So he went after like women who lived alone. He killed a bunch of them, actually. And he also like targeted like families who had like mothers taking care of them. So there's even like one of his cases, because he has many, that he tied the mother to a bed like while children were watching, tortured her, killed her like with children bound, you know. And then he wasn't found. He was actually found because he was old and a little done with technology.
Really?
Yeah. He was this pastor, and he basically had this computer at home, I think, where he had like everything, like from his crimes. And the police got like suspicious of him, but they were like, okay, how can we catch him? Because we have no way to catch him. He won't confess. There is no evidence that it was him. It's just like us thinking that it is him, because like he fits the profile, the timeline, etc.
It sounds like a Dexter episode, you know?
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then basically I think they sent an email with a link, and when he clicked on the link they could enter like his computer, and then they found everything.
Damn. Okay.
There's like even a big book about him. I read it. It's a long book with a lot of details. Yeah, it's loaded.
He was just what, a psychopath? That basically is.
Yeah, basically he wanted to live a double life. And I think he had like this character where he was like a killer and the worst that he could ever be. And then he had his good side, like the side that he shared with his family, that he shared with his wife, with his friends, with his church. So yeah, I feel like he was just like living a double life, and he wanted to see how far he could take it.
Is there any side effect or a negative effect of true crime being a popular thing? For example, do you think it's possible that it could, some people, they say, if you make a movie about a story, if you make it popular, you can kind of create a copycat. Somebody will say, become fascinated to. Do you think it's actually a thing that we need to be worried, or no? That's, for example, whoever is a killer is going to be a killer regarding the stories being told or not, you know?
I think both things are true. Like, we've seen like people copycatting, you know, other things. Like, for example, when we think about school shooting, you know, we've seen people copycat it, you know, and it's horrible because these cases, they got like really famous, and then like their teenagers want to reenact them, which is horrible and really, really sad, because I feel like, especially nowadays, it's very easy to romanticize like a criminal. You know, I think the problem starts when we stop caring about the victims and they are not like the main point that we are discussing. You know, how could we have prevented this? Like, what could have we done to save them? I feel like the problem starts when people start obsessing about the criminal, not about the case and what they did. You know?
Yeah, that's another weird phenomenon. A lot of them have a fan club. You know, in the offers of a marry me, stuff like that.
We can think of like Ted Bundy, for example.
Exactly, yeah. I was thinking about not him. But okay. I have a theory, like our fascination is a survival instinct. So that's why it's not about telling this story, because even the fictitious stories that we have, you have the Grimm brothers tales, for example. There is always like a moral there, sometimes some atrocity, and you will have an archetype that will represent how a person could behave in order for us to avoid no, this is the evil, so avoid that, you know, and this is the hero, be like that, you know, or this is what you should do in this case. So I guess our fascination comes from that. The copycatting thing, maybe the problem is when the things are motivated like it's not like a cult thing, you know, like I'm part of this group, so it's a way to perpetuate this group. So these kids who did this school shooting, they were actually part of whatever tribe, and then people try to keep this flame alive, and then maybe something like that, you know. So if you, I don't know, I'm actually to the opinion that you shouldn't try to hide things, you know. And of course, like you said, be respectful with the victims.
Yeah. I think, like, for example, nowadays we get a lot of, like, streaming content, like shows, movies, like on Netflix, Amazon, HBO. And it's, like, a very, how can I say, an industry that you can get a lot of money off, you know, because a lot of people like that. You know, I feel like people, of course, get obsessed because they are curious. They want to know more about that. Sometimes they want to get, like, inside of the mind of the killer or the criminal, which is totally normal. But I feel like it has made it so normalized, you know, like we see that every day, you know?
It's like the Athena show effect.
Yes, exactly like that.
You get
exactly
it, but
like that.
this is actually, psychologically speaking, it's true. You numb yourself from the thing. It doesn't scare you anymore. Like, just one more. And it's actually dangerous in a way, because by normalizing the thing, you imagine that it's never going to happen to you, so you become more reckless. You know? In a way. So you have to find a balance, not to be paranoid, you know, like, and at the same time, not to say, that's far away. That was in Russia. It's never going to happen with me, stuff like that. Okay, curiosity here. Is there any Brazilian true crime that you think fascinates you or that is interesting?
I mean, I think the most famous one there is 𝗧𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗃 Richtofen's case. This case is insane. I read the book as well.
Is it good, though, or just like...
I think it's interesting.
Okay.
Because it's not about the 3 people who committed the crime, it's about her. You know?
She herself wrote the thing, or maybe it was like a ghostwriting, but it's like her perspective.
It's someone who wrote about her and about the case. I don't remember the last name of the writer, but I know the first one is 𝗬𝗎𝗃. So he wrote actually books about like 𝗧𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗃 Richtofen's, Flor de Lis, Matsunaga. What's her name? 𝗬𝗎Matsunaga, yes. So he wrote like books basically analyzing them. He's a psychologist.
Nice.
So he wrote this book, and there are like so many details. Like there's a backstory that's like there's like how she planned, what she did, how they acted afterwards. The thing about the 𝗧𝗹𝗃's case is that she orchestrated everything from like minute 1 to last minute, you know? Like even when they got her confession, she didn't confess herself. It was the Cravinhos brothers who confessed it for her, in a sense. And she only like agreed to confess when they confessed. So she like manipulated them to the point that she would be like the strongest one, and they would like be kind of like her helpers in a sense. And all of the story, they're her helpers. And I guess that when they were like questioned, she thought that they wouldn't fall for it. But when they did, her reaction wasn't something like, oh my God, like I did something horrible, crying. She was like, okay, I'll talk now. It was like that, basically.
Have you watched these real interviews with the killers?
Yeah.
It's very interesting sometimes. I remember watching one that got me uneasy was with Charles Mason, the one that starts to do faces.
That guy is uneasy, like...
Yeah, he gives this like...
It's his core, I think.
Yeah.
He's like morbid, you know?
But he has a story, I guess, something like that. He didn't dirt his hands himself, right? He actually...
He had a cult.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel well to murder people today. You there, go there.
He basically had a cult. Like when I mentioned the Leonardo and Brad Pitt's movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it shows like a lot of that. Like he had a cult, which was the Mason family. And he basically like indoctrinated these kids, like they were teenagers, like to believe him that, you know, this thing was going to happen and the world was going to end and they had to help him to kill these people. So yeah, and then they ended up killing Sharon Tate, which was a pregnant woman, who was a pregnant woman, right? And like the whole Mason family thing is like really dirty when you think about it. Like I don't think there's like a better word to describe them. You feel dirty when you talk about them, you know, when you learn about them. They were horrible people.
Yeah, definitely. Are you currently following any story, or is there like a playlist? How do you do? What's your process? You just go there and say, "Oh, I like the title. I'm gonna check this one." Or...
I usually do that. Like, I usually try to get a backstory as to what the case is about. But currently, I am following a case that is the Idaho 4, which were like students from Idaho, university students, and they were murdered. And there were 6 students in the house. 4 of them were brutally killed. And I am following the case because I really want to see the criminal go to jail. I hope like he gets like a very strong sentence, because what he did was horrible. Like, he picked random kids from a college because he wanted to try killing someone.
Oh, just bored with my life. I'm gonna do something like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, there is no reason like for why he could have done that. That's the only one. Like, maybe he wanted to try. He studied criminology, yeah.
Yeah.
So he studied that, and I guess he just wanted to try to see if he could do that and get away and test what he learned.
I think there. Oh shit! It's been a while I don't mention 𝗏𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗶 in this show. But one of the things, and there is this guy, Sam Harris, too, as a philosopher and neuroscientist. He has a book about free will, and in this book, very short book, you can read like in 1 hour, 30 minutes, you finish the whole book. But he starts describing some cases that criminals, they did terrible things, and sometimes was a brain tumor, or you see the history. It's like the genes and environment combinations that culminate to a psycho killer, for example.
Yeah.
And he poses a very interesting question about free will. Is like this: if we could develop, let's say, a vaccine or a pill that would cure what we consider to be human evil, like you get the most hideous criminal ever, you could give this guy a pill and he would be completely cured, not the same person, like, oh my god, I don't believe I was that person, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to redeem myself. How would we normal people react to that? We still have the same feeling of revenge and justice? You say, okay, you are cured, just not yourself anymore. You were sick in a way. You were contaminated with human evil, but you still have to atone for your crimes. Or no, so people would kind of give the person a clean slate, and then you do whatever you can into your life to redeem yourself. How would you react? He put this kind of provocative questions. It's interesting. I don't have an answer, by the way. Don't expect much about that.
All right.
But it is very interesting. We are running out of time already. I notice here. And guys, nice. You were having like a parallel thing in the chat here. I love when that happens. So I still have time for some Marília Gabriela moments. One here is plans for the future. I'm not going to do the voice. What are your plans? No, plans for the future?
I think I want to spend more time with my parents. They are older.
Okay.
My mother is 69 and my dad is 78. So I want to spend more time with them. By the way, hi, Dad.
If they see, they're going to be proud.
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice.
Really?
They're here.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, yes, here. Uriel is here. I found here. He said, I don't speak English, okay? But she does. Thanks to you as well. And of course to you and the dedication.
Yeah, my mother too. Actually, I come from a family of teachers, so it's really nice to be a teacher too.
Nice.
The plans for the future is spend more time with them, move in with my boyfriend. I think like travel more too. Yeah, I think these are my main plans right now.
You mentioned your boyfriend. Is he into true crime as well? Like you started watching, oh, baby, come here. You don't know what is this one.
He's more of a horror person. Like, he introduced me Scream, which I didn't like, and I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, there's one in the cinema right now.
Yeah, exactly. So he made me obsessed with like this type of movie as well.
I'm gonna already open the doors again. You are welcome to return, and we can have an episode just about movies. We can analyze it like you do in the class. You can get a scene and maybe do this. One thing before we finish. we can. One thing that got me really angry with the Scream movie is the number 6, I guess.
Okay.
That you have 2 killers, like a guy and a woman. There is a scene that supposedly was the woman doing the killing.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that the fucking person wearing the costume is like 6 feet fucking tall. And then they say, aha, like the Scooby-Doo thing. It was actually me. No, it wasn't. I felt genuinely angry. I felt so silly because I was angry that I was like, haha, it can't be her. Look at the size of the guy with the map.
Yeah.
Because it's when the guy who killed 𝗬𝘀𝗃, I guess, you know. By the way.
There are some discrepancies in the movie, but I still love it.
Oh, me too. No, it's nice. And the last one is going to bring back a lot of nostalgia. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool.
For sure.
Final message to everyone watching us before we go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I had a really nice time discussing true crime. And yeah, I hope to be back one day, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here in the chat. Oh, don't forget, subscribe, like the channel, send this to somebody who likes this type of conversation. This episode is going to be on Spotify tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you next week, same time.
Bye-bye.
See you.